Cada vez que volvemos a ver una película de ciencia ficción que de alguna forma intentó predecir cómo iba a ser el futuro, siempre nos fijamos en qué cosas adivinó y en cuáles erró o en cuáles pifió. Una de ellas fue Demolition Man, el demoledor, y pude hablar con su diseñador de producción que está orgulloso de la cantidad de cosas que adivinó. Hablamos precisamente de esas, ¿no? De cuáles fueron algunas cuestiones técnicas que tuvieron que pulir para que se vieran bien en esta película y por supuesto resolvimos esa histórica duda referida a los tres caracoles y cómo se va a usar el baño en el 2032.
We now return to Mira Akien and Contre with our latest interview.
I said I did a dystopian film. Now I can do a utopian film of the same subject. I'm sure that Joel Silver hired me because of Blade Runner. I'm sure.
Amidst a world of peace and calm.
We're police officers. We're not trained for this kind of violence.
I had a giant art department. I did a budget, and I had stage 16, the gigantic stage from every movie ever at Warner Bros., including Goonies and going back to the 1930s. It was the biggest stage in town. So I got that stage 15. I had like, I don't know, 8 stages. And so we had the first big production meeting, and like maybe 50 people, because everything Joel Silver did was big, you know, everything he did was like big time. And he was really good to me for a while. And then in the meeting, I gave my budget to build all the sets. So in the meeting, Joel Silver said, in front of all these people, he said, "Listen, David, with the kind of money that you're asking me to give you to build the future, it would be cheaper to build the time machine and take the entire cast and crew to the actual future."
How was the fiendish Simon Phoenix apprehended back in the 20th?
In the end, it took just one man, John Spartan.
You know, the cryo prison, 55 tons of steel.
Yeah.
It's all the real thing. We had so many sets because, you know, everything had to be built, unlike Blade Runner. I mean, Blade Runner was the future in one sense, but the background was Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Over a period of 40 years, okay?
Yeah.
1920, 1980, 60 years. So this was every prop, everything, every set. And then we started shooting, and after about 5 days, they came to me and said, "We're going to have to start over again because Sandra Bullock is going to replace Lori Petty." So 5 days in, we started over again. And Sandra Bullock was wonderful. She was perfect for the role. And I think it's probably what started her career, because then she got the bus move.
Yeah.
Yes. She got that movie after that, which really made her career.
Here you go.
Will do.
Any new Inforama on Simon Phoenix?
There is nothing, Lenina Huxley.
They let me build the cryo prison, the museum. I built so many sets on that show. And when the film came out, it was very flattering because the reviews said that the art department was the star of the movie, you know. And yeah, I'm very proud of that. And the other thing too is the things that we had, like, you know, like iPad, you know, in a prison, they were all wired through the costume because there was no Bluetooth. And the scene in the conference room,
Yeah.
With the mayor, that was built about 8 feet high off the floor, because down below was all the mechanism to rotate the screens. So I like to say we invented the video conference.
Yeah.
Mr. Friendly seems relentless in his ambition to infect our harmony with his venom. He must, of course, be stopped.
Nigel Hawthorne, who played the mayor, he had to rehearse talking to the monitors, because once they were programmed to do this and that, as he was speaking to each individual, he would have to do what they told him to do. So like artificial intelligence ruled that day.
The place where you're supposed to have the toilet paper, you got this little shelf with 3 seashells on it.
He doesn't know how to use the 3 seashells.
What about the seashells? That's a question I have to ask you. How did they work? Did you have an idea of how they work, or was just an inside joke and that's it?
Well, there's a writer named Daniel Waters who wrote Heathers. He's famous for creating Heathers. He's a friend. He was brought in to do a polish of the script to make it better, because in the beginning it was strictly a futuristic action movie starring Sylvester Stallone and Wesley Snipes. But as we got into it, Stuart Baird, who was the editor, he decided that he was going to make Demolition Man into an opera, with comedy. I don't think anyone told Sylvester Stallone that that was going to be the movie, but I knew, because he would bring me in the cutting room and he said, I took a look at the sets and he said, this is an opera to me, because it's massive in scale and the tone. So during the filming and the editing, the whole tone changed. And I think that's the success of the film, because of Stuart Baird and Daniel Waters, who came up with the seashell idea. So if you know him, the way he came up with the seashell, he was talking on the telephone to a friend of his and saying, yeah, I just got this job on the Demolition Man, and I need some ideas and all that. And the guy he was talking to was in his bathroom. And he said, I need some ideas. And he looked and he saw a bowl filled with seashells. And he said, okay, how about seashells? And then Daniel Waters took that word and turned it into the thing. And you've seen all the memes that people have made up about the seashell, plenty of it. But it's complete nonsense, and that's why it's great.
Oh, he doesn't know how to use the 3 seashells.
First of all, it's Sandra Bullock's character who is into that period.
Yeah.
Because she wasn't born then, she's like, it's, what is it, 2045? I don't remember.
It's 2032, I think. 32.
Yes. Good. Thank you. So that's probably a lot of Dan Waters too, because he did all the fun stuff in the movie, and to give you an idea of how the corporation works, I wanted to use a poster in camera of the Mel Gibson, Danny Glover, Joe Pesci movies. What are they called again?
I think it's Lethal Weapon.
Lethal Weapon.
Yeah.
1, 2, and 3. So I had to go to the Warner Brothers legal department to get permission from the Warner Brothers legal department to use a Warner Brothers poster in a Warner Brothers movie. It was crazy, because there's plenty of lawyers about intellectual property, which makes it really tough on the art department. But the idea that was Sandra Bullock's character is into that, and that's why she knows who Spartan is, and she knows the whole story of it, because her father was a cop and her grandfather was a cop, whatever. So then when I designed their apartments, I decided to do another goof. I took the TV screen and made it like that, okay?
Yeah.
Just because I thought it would be funny.
Yeah.
Now, because of the iPhone, there's all these videos that are in portrait, not landscape. It's crazy. I never thought of that, but it became a fact, especially with Quibi, which is gone now. But anyway, that's where it all started.
But in the year 2032,
This morning, Simon Phoenix escaped from this cryo facility. We are, quite frankly, not equipped to deal with the situation.
We made a deal with General Motors, and each one of those cars you see in the movie came in an air-conditioned trailer driven from Detroit, Michigan to Los Angeles, and each trailer had a crew, the driver, the mechanic, and every one of those cars, they're concept cars. I don't know how you say it in Spanish. Concept, futuristic.
Yeah.
So we were lucky to get those cars. And then they had a concept car that General Motors was designing called the Ultralight. You know, it was we were used for the police cars. So we built about 12 of the Ultralights because we smashed up a bunch of them.
Yeah.
And they were built on a Volkswagen chassis, you know, Volkswagen, and the bodies were all made. So that was kind of cool to do all the picture cars and the sets and the props and the mechanics of it. To this day, I mean, I'll walk into well, of course, before the COVID, walk into like a Best Buy store, you know, electronics store,
Yeah.
and you'll see Demolition Man on 100 screens. They run it all the time. It's crazy.
Sylvester Stallone, Wesley Snipes, Demolition Man.
And trivia, the guy that I hired, that I didn't hire him personally, I got him the job to be the first assistant director. His name is Louis D'Esposito, and he was my first AD on Super Mario Brothers, and we became friends. And I got him the interview, and he did Demolition Man, and now he's the co-president of Marvel Studios. He runs Marvel Studios with Kevin.